A senior Tory, who moaned his ministerial salary wasn't enough to pay his mortgage, is now coining it in with a string of highly paid side jobs, and doesn't plan to give them up. MPs will be banned from holding second jobs as advisors or consultants to firms from October under rules introduced by the new Labour government. But a string of Conservatives are still clinging on to such lucrative roles while they still can. Norfolk MP George Freeman has hoovered up a string of consultancies that pay him an additional £240,000 on top of the MP's basic salary of £91,346. Asked if he would be giving up the roles in October, he said, "I welcome the new guidance designed to crack down on backdoor lobbying and will ensure that I fully comply." But pressed on whether he thought the roles, which list him as a paid advisor to 5 companies and an industry body, would allowed under the new rules, he said, "Yes. I will have to wait and see what the government proposes," he added. The government's proposals, which were finalized on July 25, ban MPs from taking paid work which involves giving advice on public policy and public affairs, or advice in general terms about how Parliament works. Mr. Freeman confirmed he did not intend to give up any of his jobs. "Not at all," he said. "I support the intention to ensure the lobbying rules are enforced and will ensure I comply with whatever Parliament decides. My roles aren't lobbying or advising on UK public affairs. I am helping exciting UK startup companies in the science and technology sectors raise private investment, which was my professional career before being elected to Parliament." In January, Norfolk Conservative MP George Freeman resigned as a government minister, saying that he could not afford to pay his mortgage on his salary of £118,300. He said his mortgage had gone from £800 per month to £2,000, which I simply couldn't afford to pay on a ministerial salary. In an interview, he also moaned that his finances are not what they were at all, having gone through a very painful divorce. He added, "As my second wife said the other day, I'm not 26, 36 or 46. I'm now 56, nearly 57. 3 stone overweight, 30 years poorer. Nice work if you can get it." A string of Tory MPs still hold lucrative advisory or consultancy jobs, many of which they face having to give up within months. David Davis, the former Brexit secretary, declared he is a member of the advisory board of investment firm THI Holdings, for which has paid £135,600 a year for just 16 hours work. That amounts to £8,475 an hour. North Bed's MP Richard Fuller, who is interim chairman of the Conservative Party, is paid £100,000 a year for 10 hours a month as advisory director of Investcorp Securities Limited. Mark Pritchard lists a number of clients of his firm MAP Advisory Limited on his register. They include non-profit firm Strategist, who pay him £2,083 a month for 10 hours worth of strategy advice, and North Macedonia-based ATS Group, who pay him £9,000 a month for marketing advisory services. And former Education Secretary Gavin Williamson-Trousers, £50,000 a year from RTC Education Limited, a firm owned by longtime Tory donor Dr. Selva Pankaj. Finally, Sir John Hayes declares a £50,000 a year job as a strategic advisor for BB Energy Trading Limited, for whom he works 90 hours a year. All the jobs were properly declared. And there's no suggestion of wrongdoing. At the general election, Mr. Freeman held his seat, although his majority was trimmed from 22,600 to just 3,000. Since March, has chaired the advisory board of Eastern Powerhouse, a membership body that represents the East of England. His salary is set to increase from £1,500 to £2,000 in September, a month before advisory jobs are banned for just 8 hours a month. Private sector consultants Henham Strategy pay Mr. Freeman £3,000 a month for 15 hours work as a senior advisor. He accepted the job 2 days before the vote to change the rules on outside employment. Biotech venture capital firm Nodenza Venture Partners pay Mr. Freeman £3,000 for 8 hours work chairing their advisory board. Life sciences investment firm Pioneer Group pay him £5,000 for just 4 hours work as an advisor. And the Centre for Medical Cannabis employ Mr. Freeman as an advisor for £2,000 per month, a rate of £1,000 an hour for just 2 hours worked. Finally, Xart Limited, the firm that uses satellites to measure greenhouse gas emissions, pays him £5,000 a month for 8 hours work as an advisor. This totals 6 consultancy roles, worth £20,000 per month for 45 hours work, so more than a week's work every month for the equivalent annual salary of £240,000. Passing the new rules to ban advisory jobs, Commons leader Lucy Powell said the existing rules contained loopholes allowing a member to use their privileged position and knowledge for personal gain. She told MPs, "This may encourage not only a potential conflict of interest, but a conflict of attention too, with too much of a member's time and energy spent on things other than constituency or parliamentary business." Be the first with news from Mirror Politics. WhatsApp group. Be first to get the biggest bombshells and breaking news by joining our Politics WhatsApp group here. Newsletter. Or sign up here to the Mirror's Politics newsletter for all the best exclusives and opinions straight to your inbox. Podcast. And listen to our exciting new political podcast, The Division Bell, hosted by Mirror political editor John Stevens and Express political editor Sam Lister, every Tuesday and Thursday.